There's a moment in the Gospels that almost feels like Jesus is whispering directly to your soul. He said, "Be in the world, but not of it." And the older you get, the more you start to feel the weight of that statement. Because he wasn't giving a poetic line, he was giving a survival code for the soul. A way to exist in a place that can easily convince you that you are something less than divine, something limited, something afraid. You start to realize he wasn't saying, detach from life. He was saying, don't let life rewrite who you are. Be here, but don't dissolve into the noise. Walk through the world, but don't absorb its fear. Love people, but don't lose yourself trying to fit into their minds. Be present, but stay rooted in a truth that doesn't shift every time the world shakes. And maybe you've felt that tension lately, like you're physically here going through the motions, doing what you're supposed to do, but internally you're living somewhere deeper, somewhere quieter, somewhere sacred. That's not you being disconnected, that's you being spiritually awake. Because the more awakened you are, the more foreign the world starts to feel. You start noticing how loud everything is, how reactive people are, how rushed, how pressured, how drained, how easily manipulated by fear the world becomes. You start to look around and think, am I the only one feeling out of place? But here's the truth. You're not out of place. You're just remembering who you really are. When Jesus said, not of the world, he meant that your identity is not supposed to be built from external things that change. You are not defined by whether people approve of you. You're not defined by whether something works out on your timeline. You're not defined by mistakes or failures or slow seasons. Those things are part of the world's language, not God's. Jesus knew the world would try to convince you that your value is fragile, but God's kingdom says your value is fixed. Jesus knew the world would tell you to chase validation, status, appearance, performance, but the kingdom says you already belong. He knew the world would feed you fear long before it feeds you faith. But the kingdom says perfect love drives out fear. So when he said to live, not of the world, he wasn't telling you to run away from it. He was telling you to guard your inner world from being shaped by anything less than truth. Think about the moments that shook you the most, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the silence, the rejection, the unexpected endings. Those were the moments where the world said, see, you're alone. You're unworthy. You're failing. And your spirit had to battle that narrative, not because the darkness was stronger, but because you forgot for a moment that you're not of this place spiritually. You came from something eternal, something unshakable, something that can't be destroyed by a temporary season. Being not of the world is an identity thing. It means you don't take everything personally. You don't let every loss become a wound to your worth. You don't let fear be your counselor. You don't let chaos rewrite your direction. It means your soul answers to a higher authority than circumstance. It means God's voice gets the final say, not your pain, not your insecurity, not your fear. And I want you to notice something about Jesus. He didn't avoid people. He didn't hide from the world. He ate with people society judged. He touched people everyone else ignored. He walked into storms. He walked into temples. He walked into places of suffering. He lived fully in the world, but not one moment of his identity was shaped by it. He didn't let the world's energy dictate his. He didn't mirror the chaos around him. He brought clarity into it. And that's what awakening feels like for you right now. You're not supposed to be shaped by the atmosphere around you. You're supposed to shift it. That's why you're more sensitive than you used to be. That's why your peace feels more sacred. That's why your intuition is stronger. That's why you feel the need to pull back, to realign, to get quiet. It's not isolation, it's recalibration. The world teaches you to react. God teaches you to observe. The world teaches you to fight for worthiness. God teaches you to rest in it. The world teaches you to perform your identity. God teaches you to remember it. And that remembering is happening to you right now. Think about the situations that used to derail you, things that used to send you into spirals. You're not reacting the same way anymore. You're becoming anchored. And that anchoring is Christ consciousness, the awareness of your divine identity. It's the realization that you're operating from a deeper place than your circumstances. You're in the world, but your spirit is operating from a higher frequency. That's why certain interactions exhaust you. That's why old patterns don't feel the same. That's why your intuition is louder. That's why some relationships feel misaligned. It's not that anything is wrong with you. It's that you're operating on a different bandwidth now. Your inner world is becoming your home base, not the external world. This is what Jesus meant, to live from truth inwardly, even when the external world contradicts it. To walk through life with a centered spirit, not an anxious one. To navigate challenges without letting the challenge become your identity. To love without losing yourself. To forgive without allowing access to those who continue to harm you. To see the storms around you, but not internalize them as who you are. You are learning to stand in two places at once, the physical world and the spiritual world that defines your identity. You're learning to live externally present, but internally anchored. You're learning to walk among fear without absorbing it. You're learning to exist among uncertainty without becoming it. You're learning to listen for God in the quiet places, the places the world overlooks. Maybe your life feels like it's shifting, rearranging, falling apart, or becoming unfamiliar. That is often the moment the world tries to convince you that you're losing something. But spiritually, it's the moment God is rewriting the narrative so you can finally live from who you really are. When you're not of the world, you stop making decisions from fear. You stop chasing what you think you need to feel whole. You stop attaching your worth to outcomes. You start seeing endings as protection. You start seeing delays as preparation. You start seeing redirection as divine rerouting. You start hearing God in the pause. You start trusting the unfolding. You start letting go of identities you thought you were supposed to perform. And maybe that's happening to you right now. Maybe you're in a place where nothing feels familiar anymore. But what if that unfamiliarity is the evidence that you're finally waking up? What if God removed what was shaping you incorrectly so you could remember who you were before the world tried to condition you? What if the world disappointed you so you would stop expecting it to validate you? What if the very things you thought were breaking you were actually breaking you free? Being in the world but not of it means you can walk into any season, loss, uncertainty, transition, waiting, and still remain yourself. Still remain connected to God. Still remain rooted in truth. Still remain aligned with the part of you that the world cannot touch. You are not here to be shaped by fear. You are here to live from love. You are not here to dim down to fit in. You are here to illuminate. You are not here to absorb the world's shadow. You are here to reveal your light. You are not here to be defined by your past. You are here to express your spirit. And if this season feels heavy or confusing, remember that confusion is often the moment your old identity loosens its grip. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. You're not being forgotten. You're being formed. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. You were never meant to fit into a world. You came here to help transform. That's why you feel different. That's why you feel deeply. That's why you sense things. That's why you're awakening so quickly now. You're starting to recognize the difference between who you thought you had to be and who you truly are. And that's the miracle Jesus was pointing to. Not escape, not avoidance, not detachment, but remembering. You are here, but you are more than here. You are human, but you are also eternal. You are walking through the world, but you're not wired the same as the world. You're connected to something higher. You're guided by something wiser. You're held by something deeper. And the more you remember that, the easier it becomes to walk through anything without losing yourself in the process. For today's message, sit with 432 Hz, the frequency of divine alignment and inner truth. It helps you return to your spiritual center and feel anchored in your identity rather than the noise of the world. If this spoke to something inside you, stay with me. I make these episodes so you never have to walk through awakening alone. If you found clarity, comfort, or even a single shift from this message, Consider subscribing so you can stay connected to this little corner of truth we're building together. And if you feel led, leave a comment about what part resonated. Your words may be the confirmation someone else is praying for. Until next time, protect your peace, trust your path, and remember, you are in the world, but you are not of it.